Happy New Year! Man, we're already at the end of January, but it's the first movie review of 2020, huh? One Street, One Sound was written, produced, and directed by Adeola Jerry-Oluwagbemi. He has come a long way from his first movie, Countdown, which was produced in 2017. Osos, O-S-O-S, as it's popularly called, is a movie that treats sensitive matters that pertain especially to youth and their sexuality, among other things. There are many things to comment about this movie. From the beginning, the film gets the audience's attention with its music and opening credits and shots, which all work in tandem with one another. All establishing drone shots in the movie are captivating. Something I appreciate about them is that they have the same picture quality as other scenes. The drone shots were not gotten from another already produced movie. Rather, this movie shoots its own aerial views of places in Germany and Nigeria. The movie is colorful, aesthetic, and arguably competes with Nigerian gospel films with the best picture so far. The use of music is a major force in Osos. Funny tunes were used for light-hearted dialogues. Chants were sometimes used for tense scenes, and sounds occasionally served as transitions into other scenes. The soundtrack of the movie was fantastic. It was artistically inserted throughout the film, and it peaked at the very end, which I feel was the movie's strongest point. The hip-hop tune synced with the opening credits and served as a worthy appetizer to a brilliant production. The acting here was excellent. There were not only great individual performances, but also a lot of chemistry between actors that shared the screen in different scenes. Kingsley, played by Femi Adebile, and Grandma, played by Mama Adebomiola, both portrayed a charming yet dynamic relationship that could seamlessly turn on its head. Similarly, the relationship between Jumi, played by Adeola Adetoye, and Jadel, played by Anu Kolade, was well portrayed. They both brought such life to their characters that one would think that they have a friendship that predates this production. The casting was correctly done in One Street, One Sound. In terms of its subject matter, this movie is robust. Osos was able to successfully treat two major issues without any interference. I'm glad the movie ended the way it did because it enabled us to know the gravity of its themes. If it had bailed out on that path, it would have undermined the message it was trying to pass across. Sometimes we see a movie that takes us on a serious lane, only to cheapen it again by use of a flashback, imagination, or a dream motif. But this movie doesn't do that, and that strengthens its core. I'm also impressed by the film's subtle depiction of gluttony. I've hardly ever heard anyone talk about it, let alone make a movie about it. It is a problem that should be dealt with, as we see in Proverbs 23:20-21. The movie is written in a way that not all details are provided in any scene. This would raise questions in the minds of the audience, and of course that makes Osos more engaging to watch. So things that look like plot holes or loose ends take on a new dimension the more you watch the movie. Even the title has got me brainstorming with other viewers since we first watched it. What does One Street, One Sound mean? One street, one sound. One street, one sound. One street, one sound. One street, one street, one sound. One street, one sound. One street, one street, one sound. One street. Yes, the title sounds cool, but what its relevance was to the movie was unclear. Not until a week after, as I pondered on things that looked like place continuity errors, did I stumble on what One Street meant. Greater than that realization was the fact that it cleared all the doubts about things that I thought were actually mistakes. The ingenuity of the story cannot be questioned, and we realize more and more that, like an onion, there is always a layer of the plot to be unveiled. I like that also shows the challenges and struggles of youths. Many actually believe in Jesus today, but on their own terms. They are undercover Christians who cannot be found guilty if placed on trials for being a Christian. I'm a Christian, but nobody knows. Don't tell nobody. Shh. They serve God according to their natural desires, though the Bible tells us that we should make no provision for the flesh to fulfill its desires. The movie also shows that God and man see sin quite differently. We are the ones that think that a certain sin is worse than another. We think that adultery is when the sexual act is done outside marriage. Meanwhile, to God, it's sin if you so much as think about it. Likewise, youth today feel that they are under more pressure than people of previous generations were. That may be true, but the Bible makes us see that though the times are different, the same principles apply. The Bible tells us that Jesus was tempted in every way as we are. Yet, there probably wasn't pornography then as we know it today. So, the major thing is identifying all that is in the world. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Duh. And dealing with those roots. One Street, One Sound is instructive because it doesn't just portray a problem, but also shows us the way out. It is clear from this that this is not just a movie out to entertain or to pass a message across. It was produced for great impact. I have witnessed firsthand the healing that this movie brings, and I have not stopped witnessing how those who have watched this movie have been touched. The subtitles, however, could have been done better because there were errors in them. Also, I feel that the German scenes, though they had their purpose, could have been made more related to the Nigerian scene. The only natural thread linking both scenes was a family relationship shown by an evangelist Yemi Adepoju cameo, who was the father of 2 children schooling in Germany. Bold. That was the first word that came to my mind after watching this movie the first time. One Street, One Sound is a production that treats issues that require boldness to talk about in public. I'm of the opinion that that boldness should be reciprocated by parents sitting with their children to watch this movie. I don't think that teenagers should watch this movie alone, but rather should have their parents there with them to guide them and answer whatever question they may have. Churches could also show this movie to their teenagers and youth so that many more people will be reached with this message of hope, healing, and restoration. The premiere copy released online was copyrighted to 2019. I don't know if it will later be credited for release as a 2020 movie, but it would surely be one of the most talked about movies of this year. Alright, we've come to the end of the review of One Street, One Sound. Have you watched it? What do you think about it? You can put your views and opinions in the comment section below. I've also provided the link to the movie in the description section. Till the next review, stay blessed.